All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Free American Hour. I'm your host, Clay Douglas. And my guest today is Dr. Jake Wade of Timothy Bible College. Hello, Jake. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you faring, sir? I know since you've been on my show, and this seems to happen a lot. Maybe it's just coincidence. But then again, I'm working on my degree in divinity, and I don't really believe in coincidences. But you were under your college was under attack there in Texas. What's going on?
Well, it still is. There's a hooligan that has actually been legally, supposedly set aside by the state of Texas, but he's still on the internet referring to his little operation as something that used to be Timothy Bible College, and is taking a place ahead of us on the internet. And of course, a lot of our courses are of the correspondence variety and begin with a CD and email and that sort of thing, and it's put a little kink in it. We are getting a lot of people around here that locally that want to get the various courses, and we are doing what's known now as, I would guess, circuit professorship. We're going to 4 different locations and having classes on a given day to handle questions and misunderstandings or individual teaching in these various genre of discipline that they have signed up for with the college.
Now, is your Little Red Schoolhouses, that's how we really got started, that's how we met, that's how we got started to doing homeschooling through the Little Red Schoolhouse.
It has changed in its format, but I think stronger than it was because it's not so localized or dependent upon a very strong leader to handle each individual school. It is now predominantly on CD. There's a preteen format. There's mode A, B, and C, depending on where they were dropped off by the public system. We can plug them in by CD and correspondence into one of 4 different categories and still get this done. And people are, as we speak, graduating. I had one graduate Monday that was 20 years old and had been dropped through the cracks, and she got a job the next day in her chosen field.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, you know, I have Timothy Bible College and the Little Red Schoolhouse as part of the plans for Liberty Villages. If we were successful in starting Liberty Villages, then people would be able to school their children right there in the village. And that's not to say it couldn't be. It couldn't be in regular classes held in the restaurant or the facilities there on each Liberty Village.
We're holding classes in one of them's a recording studio, another one is a person's personal house in San Antonio, and of course our location here is a church/college, but it is adaptable so that it would fit into either the individual little group setting or a larger group setting in a building designed for that, but it's also set up so that it can be taught by almost any parent that can read well.
All of the plans, and I'll get your input on this. I used to think that they had tried to kill me, to stop me, because of my truth about 9/11, about having building number 7 on the cover, and possibly because of the film that I did on the true face of FEMA. But with everything that's happened since 2004 to me, the thought also occurred to me that, and I'm talking about legislation that's been passed here. I started my plan for Liberty Villages before my accident, after I tried to buy the town of Playas in New Mexico, and after I raised $250,000 to buy it, the government got nervous and stepped in. Well, we have to buy Playas. We have to buy Playas so we could turn it into an anti-terrorist training camp. And since then, the National Animal Identification System came out, wanting you to chip your chickens if you lived in the country, or I guess if you lived in a neighborhood. And Senate Bill S-510 has done the same thing. It's like a direct attack on Americans, our average Americans that simply want a garden in their backyard.
Can I get 2 minutes to address that, because that's what I'd really like to talk about?
Absolutely. You can have all the time that you want.
I believe this, and I sent you a paper on Jeremiah. We began a study on Jeremiah in the various places we hold Bible study. It's not church like most people think. We just try to look and see what God's Word means to us, and how it affects our lives, and how it should improve them, or how we can handle the mess we're in. But it reflects. I look back at that paper I gave you that looks back at the history and character and circumstances of Jeremiah. When you get a chance, I know I just sent it this morning, you will find it mirrors very closely your history and my history. It speaks of the vilification, the government intervention, the things which have been done to thwart the effort of just, I'm going to use the term loosely, a prophet trying to get the truth out. And this is what Jeremiah did. It is my belief that the New World Order, and we know that is the poster child, or the venue, the vehicle by which Satan is trying to take over and put his plan into effect. The New World Order had an agenda. It is very similar, if you look at the UN, the NEA, very similar to what Khrushchev came over and said, here are my points, this is the way we're going to take over your country and never have to fire a shot. Well, we know, you and I know, that's already taken place for the most part. But the end of the agenda for the Illuminati, for the New World Order, for the Rothschilds, has caused them a problem, because this awakening, I believe there is one, I believe there's an awakening happening in this country, and it has hit them right between the eyes. They were plodding along with their agenda. It hasn't gone as far or as fast as they thought it would, and now we're throwing a plank across the tracks. And I do believe